Come on in, guys. It's been a while. Type something in the chat. Let's get this thing open and crack-a-lacking.
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. How are you guys going? It's been a while. It's been about 10 to 12 days since I've done a podcast. How are you guys doing? How are you guys going? We have a lot to talk about. I mean, this week was a wild week here in these gaming streets. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. But some of these ponies are crashing out on all the news that occurred this week. So how are you guys doing? Say something in the chat. Let me shout you out. I'm seeing Shadow Gamer. Shadow Gamer, what's up, man? Other Zinc. What up? Hit the like button, guys, as you guys come in. Let's see if we can have a very good show tonight. Let me just say shout out to Dante. Shout out to Anonymous Boss. It's a sickness. I'm good, man. Anonymous Boss, I'm good. Yeah, so, I mean, tonight we have a lot of things to talk about. But first, before we get into the different news, let's see what was happening around Twitter. Let's see what's been happening around Twitter. Now, there's a number of things we can be excited for as Xbox fans in the upcoming week, because according to Compulsion Games, we have South of Midnight. South of Midnight has gone gold. So very soon, they're saying that early access would be on April the 3rd. And also, the global launch would be on April the 9th, or the 8th, sorry. So we have some good news there for those who are looking forward to South of Midnight. I mean, a great game so far on all previews that we are seeing. But this is not only exclusive to South of Midnight. Give me 1 minute, guys. Give me 1 minute. One minute. Let me just pause. Let me just mute my mic. Let me just see if I can put my dog away. Give me 1 minute. Right, I'm back. So it's not only South of Midnight, but as you can see, even Compulsion Games is giving us a little roadmap as to what we can look forward to. We are seeing here that they are saying that Ninja Gaiden Black is out so far. Then we have South of Midnight on April the 8th, and then we have Expedition 24. That will be coming out on April the 24th, and then Doom Eternal on May the 15th. Let me say shout out to that one guy. Shout out to the best president out there, President Jim Ryan. How are you guys going, man? Hit that like button on your way in. Hey, Lynn, what up, Lynn? Yes, they forgot Avowed. But Avowed is already out, so I'm guessing they're saying moving forward. Yeah, but this list does miss Avowed. You're right, Lynn. So, I mean, this is some good news here for Xbox fans. I mean, at the end of the day, we are in this hobby because of the games, and we are getting a lot of games coming in the near future. But it's not only South of Midnight that would have gone gold, but we are seeing also one of the games we just mentioned, Expedition 33, that has also gone gold. So this game, although it will be released on all platforms, we are seeing Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC. But what makes it good is that this game is day one on Game Pass. Again, great value here on Game Pass. I mean, Game Pass is like none other. There isn't another program that is like Game Pass. Great new game coming day one on Game Pass. Let me say shout out to ACDC Sign Language. What up, my chick? I said Professor Strong. Professor Strong, what up, man? How you doing, man? So, I mean, this is a lot to look forward to so far in the next 2 to 3 months. So, again, we are eating good. Now, this week, there was a lot of, there was a lot of salt in the community. There was a lot of persons crying. There was a lot of persons making excuse. And quite frankly, let me just say that, some of these ponies sound afraid. Shadow Gamer, send super chat. Come on, Shadow Dancer. Why you don't send a super chat, Shadow Gamer? Come on. Yeah, so let's look and see what are some of the salt that was in the PlayStation community this week. Now, we do know the rumors that have been going around that Microsoft is going to release some interesting, a rumor of an interesting console. Now, listen to Jimmy as he tries to, convince his audience that Xbox is doing terrible and that Game Pass is not as good as we would like it to be. Listen to this, Jimmy Neutron, and let's see what he's saying concerning Game Pass. Let's see if it makes any sense.
I'm okay having games every single month to play. How is that going for PlayStation? How many games have they launched in the last 2 years?
So this user is saying here, what? At the end of the day, you can say what you want, Jimmy. Xbox had a lot of games to play last year and also this year. That's not an opinion, that's the facts of the matter, right? Let's listen.
Do you understand what you just did?
What he just did? What?
You equate Game Pass to Xbox. So you played a bunch of second and third party games on Game Pass, but then you act like PlayStation didn't bring a bunch of games to market because you only count their first party studios. Do you see what you're doing? It's such a rigged deck.
Actually, it's not. If it is, you are saying that Microsoft did not produce what they wanted to produce, whether it be last year or this year when it comes to Game Pass. It's very clear that Microsoft killed it last year with Game Pass, and they are continuing to kill it with Game Pass this year. Last year, we had Flight Simulator 24, Age of Mythology Reloaded, Frostpunk, Stalker 2, Ara History Untold. I know some of you guys like that Goat Simulator, Indiana Jones, The Great Circle, Flintlock. All these games came out. 33 more Immortals, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. All these games came out last year. So how could you even say that Microsoft did not deliver when it comes to Game Pass last year? This is a very stupid take by you here, Jimmy.
That's such a rigged deck, brother. Yes, you get games every month to play on Game Pass. That's a great value. That's not. I can't believe.
What up, Delmas? What up? What up? Hit that like button for me, man.
How I can't believe that you would make that comparison and think that that's like a compelling point.
He got you, man. He got you, Jimmy. It is a compelling point. It is a compelling point.
PlayStation brought more exclusives last year than Xbox.
What?
Their publishing efforts are more effective. I will never understand this out.
How could you say that PlayStation brought more games last year than Xbox when it is? We had one of the biggest games last year, which was Call of Duty Black Ops 6 releasing on Game Pass. We had I said Age of Mythology already. We had Diablo, the expansion, Flight Simulator. I mean, the game of the year for most persons last year, Indiana Jones, Starfield, Shattered Space, all these games came out last year. How could you say that PlayStation had more games? What does PlayStation have? Astrobot and Lego Horizon. That is it. That is all PlayStation had. Why are you lying, Jimmy? Why are you lying?
That PlayStation has no games, you're going to waive the Game Pass one. Well, Game Pass for the last 5 years has primarily been full of second and third party games.
What? So in other words, he's saying that Game Pass had a lot of shovelware, that the value in Game Pass. I mean, how did you guys feel when Ninja Gaiden 2 Black dropped? You don't have to pay full price for that. You just went onto Game Pass and you played that brand new remastered game. Well, I won't say brand new, but you know what I mean. Remastered game that the PlayStation fans had to fork out a lot of money for. But because you were on Game Pass, you were able to play that game, just downloaded it. That is value. That is what we want in a service. That is what we want as gamers.
Do you know what I could have done that entire time? Got games on PlayStation Plus. You see, like, you're attributing something.
There is no comparison between Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. Let's be honest. There is no comparison between PlayStation Plus and Game Pass. It's night and day. That's the difference between eating chalk and cheese. PlayStation Plus is chalk. If you want the real cheese, you have to come to Xbox. Come on, Jimmy.
Something to Xbox as if that was a bunch of first-party cadence. Like you were getting all these great first-party games every month. No, you weren't. You were getting indies, third-party, second-party, and that's great. I think that's a great value. But I can get the same thing on PS Plus. I can get a bunch of games that aren't first-party, and every month I got games to play.
Therefore, we don't want it.
So I should be mad with Xbox and not PlayStation? I've not once said what you should do. I don't understand how anybody isn't mad. I don't get how you're okay with what they've done.
What they have done?
They have completely evolved as a brand. They have completely abandoned all of the things they promised with Project Scarlet and the Series X. They've abandoned all of that. If you're okay with that...
You see, what Jimmy and these ponies want us to do is feel angry that Microsoft is not doing the same thing that PlayStation is doing. Making a mid-gen refresh, going into VR, all those passion projects that Sony has, making a Concord, all of these things Jimmy wants Xbox to do, but he is not seeing exactly that. Here, what Xbox is going in a different direction. We at the end of the day are benefiting because at the end of the day we are getting great first party, great second party games onto Game Pass for a low monthly cost, while you guys are like pay pigs. You guys have to pay for it. You guys look at that deal with Ninja Theory that Microsoft would have struck to get their gamers Ninja Gaiden. Look at this.
You and I just have different standards. Like, you don't care that you bought something on promises that never happened. You don't care that you bought into a generation that has been an absolute disaster as far as cadence and quality goes.
What?
None of that bothers you because
cadence and quality Now, Jimmy is saying that Microsoft does not have cadence and quality, right? Now, it's so interesting that every game that Microsoft drop on PlayStation does gangbusters, with the exception of Pentiment. I mean, no one is playing Pentiment. Come on. No one is. No, come on. Pentiment is in a special case. But every game that Microsoft would have dropped does well on PlayStation. What are you talking about quality? What are you talking about, Jimmy?
Game Pass, though. Like, I don't find that very compelling. I don't.
Of course, you won't find it compelling because you are a pony. And this is what Pony does. Nothing that Microsoft did. Dante said he enjoyed Pentiment. You see? Come on, man. There are some Pentiment players out there. I mean, all 5 of you really did play the hell out of Pentiment.
Like, it's okay that they abandoned power narrative. It's okay that their cadence of game delivery was bad and at poor quality. All that's forgiven.
Hey, that's true, Professor Strong. Pentiment did do better than Concord any day. As a matter of fact, it did 3 times as better as Concord. Come on, man. Pentiment is the GOAT, man.
Because Game Pass?
Hey, what up, Backstrap Otaku News? What up, man? Brothers Grimm, what up?
Well, wouldn't you then say that you can forgive any misstep that PlayStation makes because they have PlayStation Plus? Like, that logic.
Why does Jimmy keep comparing PlayStation Plus to Game Pass? It's not the same. I don't know why it is he's doing that. It's absolutely not the same.
Doesn't track with me. Signing up for a sub-service doesn't wave some magic wand to like, oh yeah, that covers a multitude of sins. Everything Xbox did is okay by me because Game Pass.
At the end of the day, Jimmy, you have to realize consumers care about games. Consumers care about what they are getting from their platform. And let's be honest, Microsoft is treating their gamers well. We have to be honest. I mean, you looking at the amount of games that came to Game Pass last year and coming this year, you cannot sit on that chair. You cannot be putting on that hairspray for your hair to stand up on your head like a tree, like an oak tree, and say that Game Pass is not the best value. You just can't. If you say that, you'll be capping. That's just the plain facts.
Mark with 32 months. I was a huge Gears fan back in the day, really hoping that they don't mess up the franchise. It's a big opportunity to see those games come to PlayStation. Keep up the honest coverage. Love it. Thank you so much for 32 months and a VIP. I'm not telling you what you should feel. I don't understand how you don't feel it.
What do you want us to feel? Do you want us to feel the same pain you all felt when you all saw Concord? Do you want us to feel the same pain that you all felt when you see that the PlayStation 5 Pro is not a big difference compared to the PlayStation 5? That is the pain you want us to feel, Jimmy? Jimmy, get up and wake up and shake up your mind. Stop spraying all that hairspray in your head and understand that we will not feel like how you are feeling. Come on.
You can't make that make sense to me. I have way more respect for the Xbox fans that are out on Main Street angry and ticked off and trading in their Xboxes. That makes sense.
Of course you have more respect because they are doing what you ponies want. You all want Xbox to die, so you happy if it is an Xbox fan sells its game and come onto PlayStation to pay money for the same game. Make it make sense.
Consumer, you didn't get the stuff that they promised you. And now that they're going to start to deliver at a good cadence.
No, don't say that, because what Microsoft would have said is that they are going to support Game Pass by dropping big titles onto Game Pass, like Call of Duty. For the first time ever, Call of Duty, a big game like that came onto Game Pass. So when it is you say that they are not giving us what we want, we are getting games. That's the main fact, right? And also, which we'll talk about later, is that we are getting even better hardware to play that game in the near future. So when it is you said we are not getting what it is we are getting, come on, make it make sense.
It's all going to PlayStation. How can you not? How can you not look at that and not see why people are irritated? They've completely invalidated their hardware, and it took 4 years.
Well, it's very clear, Jimmy. It's very clear, Jimmy, that again, not because you don't understand Microsoft strategy, makes it bad, makes it wrong. It's very clear that here, because of the price of these games, Microsoft are putting some of their first party onto other platforms, and they are. It's paying off. It's paying off because you ponies are buying something like Forza Horizon 5, a 4-year-old game for full price, $100. You wrap your mind around that, chat. These ponies are paying $100 to get early access to a game that is out. You are paying early access for a game that is out. This is complete lunacy by these ponies.
You can do whatever you want. You came in, said I was soft against PlayStation. I cited all the ways that I've not been soft on PlayStation. You didn't substantiate your claim about my content with evidence. You just came in and you made a claim.
Very soft on PlayStation,
and
man.
That claim is not true. Then you said, "What? You're harder on Xbox." You better believe I'm harder on Xbox. They've done a really, really poor job this gen. I feel like they've fallen woefully below expectations and promises that they set out for the consumer. So yes, I am harder on Xbox. It's a false dichotomy to say, well, if you're harder on Xbox.
Shut up, Jimmy. I had enough of you, and I had enough of what you're saying. Shut up. So this is what Jimmy and most of the PlayStation community was reacting to this week. They were just overly salty for no reason. And then we have other ponies who are trying to own Xbox fans by saying things like this. Look at this pony who is laughing. Where is it? Look at this pony who is laughing. Look at this one here, James. This is a new up-and-coming pony. He is quickly rising into the ranks of being some of the sickest ponies out there. Look what he's saying. Game over, Xbox. Ha ha ha. Indiana Jones, The Great Circle on PlayStation 5 will be announced on March the 24th. So this guy is saying, wow, he is, going to make Xbox game over because he's going to pay full price for Indiana Jones. No problem. Make us pay, James. Make us pay by buying this game. And a matter of fact, James, I would recommend buy the entire collection and really show Xbox fans that, you guys are pay pigs. No problem, James. Make us pay for that. So, yeah, I mean, these ponies are crying. Now, there is some positive news for Assassin's Creed, despite numerous controversies for Assassin's Creed. We have seen that they are doing well. They sold 2 million, or not, I wouldn't say they sold 2 million, but they have 2 million players since the game would have released. Right? So we are thrilled to celebrate this incredible milestone. Right? Assassin's Creed Shadow has now surpassed the launches of Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey. Thank you. So it appears that Assassin's Creed Shadows is doing well. A lot of people are playing it on Steam. I think the Steam numbers are up there. There's a lot of people playing Assassin's Creed. Now, one of the arguments earlier this week is that the ponies were going around the internet saying that Assassin's Creed will change your life if you play it on the PlayStation 5 Pro. I mean, you will see better. There were one person who said that they couldn't believe that Assassin's Creed, the shadows and the lighting was like real life. They didn't know if they were in a virtual world or if they were playing a video game. This is what the ponies were saying this week when it came to Assassin's Creed. Now, I listened to what Digital Foundry said about Assassin's Creed, and they said here what? Assassin's Creed on the PlayStation 5 Pro is unlike any other game. Now, this is the same Digital Foundry that said that, here what? the minute upgrade of the PlayStation 5 Pro, the majority of persons will not see the difference. Now, I'm going to play a video here for you guys, and you tell me if you are seeing a massive difference when it comes to Assassin's Creed on the PlayStation 5 Pro compared to the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and S. Now look at this. Tell me if you are seeing, of course it's coming across compressed on your screen, but are you seeing any major difference here in Assassin's Creed? Look, PlayStation 5 Pro performance mode. Where is the game changing, the life changing? Where is this? This is the PlayStation 5 Pro on this side. Look at the Series S and look at this. Yes, you're getting higher textures on the PlayStation 5 Pro, but look at these images. Is this worth spending $800? Would the visuals on PlayStation 5 Pro make you a better gamer? Is it that? I mean, look at this. There's even some instances where the PlayStation 5 Pro is dropping frames. Look at these frame rates here. What is the major difference? So I'm trying to understand when Digital Foundry, when there are articles saying that the PlayStation 5 version is this leap. Is this, I mean, in other words, what they were saying is that if you play this game on the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5, or the Xbox Series S, it comes like you are playing the Nintendo 64. It comes like you are playing PlayStation 1. Look at this. Where is the massive difference, guys? Let me just say shout out to Tyrone Cage. What up? He said, I can't tell from the PlayStation 5 to the PlayStation 5 Pro. Make it make sense, Tyrone. These guys are nuts to think that I'm spending $800 for a console that is not melting my face off with graphics. Where is it? I am not seeing a noticeable, and a matter of fact, remember guys that the Xbox Series S is 4 to 5 year old tech. 5-year-old tech is holding its own from a PlayStation 5 Pro. Come on, man. Come on, man. What are we doing here? So this is what the ponies were saying. The ponies and them were saying that the only way you can play this Assassin's Creed Shadows is on PlayStation 5 Pro because it changed your life. If it is you had arthritis, playing this game on the PlayStation 5 would cure your arthritis. What is going on here, man? What is going on here?
This is a sickness. It is deviant, therefore we don't want it.
Oh, it's true. It's a sickness for these guys to even think that this game was looking good. Now, this is the cope that they were trying to do during the course of the week, trying to convince us that here what Assassin's Creed is significantly better on the PlayStation 5 Pro. But we know that our eyes don't lie. Our eyes are working good, and there's no significant difference between Assassin's Creed on the PlayStation 5 Pro compared to the other platforms. Even the Series S is holding its own. Let me say, shout out to Trucknet. What up, man? What up? What up? Yeah, these guys are scared, man. They are afraid. Now, what was one of the main stories? Well, before I reach to the main stories, we know that Microsoft is making a new console, and this console will be more innovative than ever before. We know that this console will be it will be different from the rest of consoles. One of the features that we are seeing would be in this new console is that according to Pure Xbox is seemingly hard at work on backwards compatibility for the next Xbox console. Here what it says. It says backwards compatibility has been a massive part of Xbox One and Xbox Series X and X eras. And we have already heard from the likes of Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer how it's going to remain a key part of the brand moving forward. However, it may need to change along the way. Xbox is obviously embarking on a new strategy now where every device is essentially considered an Xbox. And with rumors of a planned Xbox handheld alongside a new Xbox in 2027, we're assuming one of the goals is to try and make console games playable on as many systems as possible. So we know what Microsoft would have done with older games in this generation. We had Smart Delivery where they would have upscaled the games, and it really did add to the older games, right? And of course, Microsoft is going to innovate when it comes to making older games look better as they go forward with their new console. The article goes on to say Windows Central talked a little bit about this in a report on Xbox and Steam integration yesterday, mentioning that the next mainline Xbox console are expected to make a Win32 the preferred development environment, with Microsoft working hard to integrate Xbox and Windows games development more closely in the future. However, it remains to be seen how backwards compatibility will be handled as the next generation rolls around. So we will see how Microsoft would sync and basically make these both the Steam and the Xbox, how it would work. It'll be very interesting. Here what it says, right? Where that leaves our existing library of Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S era games remains to be seen. But it seems emulation is one avenue Microsoft is exploring for backwards compatibility and game preservation. Will that allow those games to run on Windows devices like the rumored 2025 Xbox handheld and the ROG Ally or any average gaming PC? Though that's hard to say because there are some legal hurdles contractually about exactly what Microsoft will allow to do with third-party titles in its store. And this is why the PlayStation community are scared. They are afraid that those precious, I mean, those precious first-party titles that this pony has.
So good and tasty.
Oh, goodness. You better hold on to those first-party titles tight because it's coming. It is coming, yes. So that is why the discourse in the gaming streets this week was very, very, very interesting. These ponies are afraid. They are coming up with all sorts of narratives to say that this is no big deal. Microsoft or Sony is going to block anything coming to Xbox. Yeah, you believe that, right? Both you and me believe that. Hear what it says. It says the handling is going to be a particularly interesting case, as we have heard from some Xbox fans how they are not massively interested in a device that can't play console games natively. Xbox Play Anywhere will fill in the gaps for the time being with over 1,000 supported titles, but we are still holding out hope for native console support eventually. So I don't believe this is the console that Phil was speaking when he said when you spoke to Ryan McCaffrey, because in that interview we know he said that how he would appreciate a native handheld console, and this is not a native handheld console. This is just a console that Microsoft is licensing their name and their controller likeness to whichever company is making it. But this is not the in-house handheld that Microsoft was alluding to when Phil Spencer spoke to Ryan McCaffrey. Right? So, I mean, it's interesting to see what Microsoft would do going forward. But this is why the PlayStation community was afraid, very afraid this week. You see, this week, Microsoft would have accidentally put a post up where they would have shared an image of some sort of Steam logo on their UI. So here what it says. This is an article from Inside Gaming. It says Xbox blog post accidentally leaks Steam tab in user interface. Now guys, if you're listening to this, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to throw something in the chat. Your support is greatly appreciated. So the article continues. An official blog post released by Xbox today, the company inadvertently included a mock-up of the Xbox user interface that included a tab labeled Steam. This is what have these ponies afraid. You see this thing that labels Steam? This is why they're running for the hills, guys. Microsoft and Xbox have already removed the image from the post, but might have shown their desire to release an Xbox that could play games from your Steam library. Now that is very interesting. It goes on to say that the blog post in question was pinned by Leon Olibi, VP of Global Partnerships at Xbox, and titled GDC 2025 Opening $1 Billion with Xbox. The original featured image, as discovered by Xbox Era, highlighted a number of devices playing the Xbox Games Library interface, including on a laptop, a phone, and a ROG Ally. In the background, a closer look at the library UI could be seen and next be filtered, like installed Game Pass, and recently added is one that simply reads Steam. So this is the image here, guys. This is the image here that was leaked. See the set open, and right here has Steam would have been placed. So this is what have the ponies very jittery, because if Microsoft was to bring a console out, was to bring software out that is possible to play Steam games on the console, what that would mean is that all PlayStation games that go to Steam would be playable on Xbox. Now, there are a lot of ponies who are saying that that will never happen. These ponies are saying PlayStation will never allow Xbox gamers to play PlayStation games. Now, mind you, if it is you have a Steam account and you are accessing your Steam account, you're not going to get these PlayStation games for free. Of course, you would have to pay for it. You are telling me, these ponies are trying to convince me that Sony will not appreciate those extra dollars coming into their pocket from Xbox fans who want to play PlayStation games? That is what you're trying to convince me, ponies? That Sony is going to block money from coming to them when they are broke? Make it make sense again. It has to make sense. Let me say shout out to Rand Roy. How you pronounce that? Ran. Daniel is one hell. No, denial is one hell of a drug. What up? Yes, it is. It is one hell of a drug. So let me just say that this is what has these ponies running for the hills, and it's very, very sad. Now, who would have done an excellent breakdown to this would have been VG Fight School. Now, VG Fight School continues to break down these games and continues to make these talking points that is very interesting. Now, let's listen to VG as he exposes these ponies and really shows how it's foolish to think that PlayStation is going to block Microsoft gamers from buying their games. Let's listen to him here. So where is he? Is this here? Right, this is it here. Let's look at this here, guys. Let me load down the volume so that we can hear properly. Let me load down this volume here. Right. So let's listen to VG Fight School here.
Paris put this post up here.
What's up? Oh, Ranru. Ranru, that's how you pronounce it. What up, man? Yataza, what up? Thanks again, Ranru, for that $2 super chat. Let me just say shout out to Space Shot, what up, man? Hit the like button on your way up. Listen to what VG Fight School has to say, because in a PlayStation fan mind, PlayStation will never allow Xbox fans to play their games. Listen.
About a day ago, almost 23 hours ago, and he's asking a very interesting question. He says, why would PlayStation care if a game they've ported to PC is playable on a PC?
Now, Paris here has been very tricky. You see, the ponies are saying that the next Xbox is going to be a PC. So what Paris did here is use their own argument to ask these ponies, if the next Xbox is going to be a PC, why would Sony care if it is their games, their PC games are playable on PC? You see what he's doing there? Very well done, Paris. Very well done.
Does the name of the PC really matter that much? And people are responding, and man, some of the responses are actually so funny that PlayStation is going to block their games from going to be played on this Xbox device.
It's stupid.
And so on and so forth.
VG Fight School, it's not funny. This is stupidity to the highest degree. If these guys think Sony is going to block money from coming into their coffers, it's crazy.
Now, here's what I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys. Valve is going to force PlayStation to let these games be played on the devices because, you know, in this case, PlayStation will have no choice than, you know, to pretty much succumb to Valve's will.
And that's true. Think about it. If PlayStation says that they're going to block these games from playing their games on PC, they would need to block all the games that are on Steam. That is what they will need to do. In order to achieve what these ponies are saying, Sony will need to block all the games playable on Steam. That makes sense?
And the reason I say that they're going to have no choice but to succumb to Valve's will is because this is not the first time that they've basically succumbed to the will of someone else about their own games. I mean, if we follow the history, we'll realize that this will probably be the very first time that, you know, a PlayStation has been forced to do something against their own will.
I don't think PlayStation has been forced against their own will. I think these ponies would like to believe that Sony is kicking and screaming not to sell these games to Microsoft fans. I would want to believe that these ponies are thinking that. PlayStation is happy that if Microsoft does this, they don't need to explain to their fanatics that here what these games are. We didn't put it on Xbox. Xbox did use it through the back door, something like that. This is what Sony is not only afraid of their fanatic fans or their fans, the fanatics, but if they can get this their games playable on an Xbox platform without them having to do anything, this would be the perfect scenario. All they would be seeing is that they are getting an increase of money and so forth.
If you guys remember, and this is what I've been told, and I think today I probably need to take it seriously, is that MLB forced PlayStation one time because of licensing issues to put their game, MLB The Show, on Xbox. Do y'all remember? What
Yeah.
happened was Vinny, a guy that is basically close to probably the MLB commissioner, walked into San Diego studios. As he walked in, he looked for the creative director's office. He barged in there, pushed it down, and all the people that were having a meeting with the creative director, they ran out and scoured like little roaches. And then he looked at, and Vinny looked at the creative director and said, "Hey, if you don't port this game on the Xbox, you need to kiss your job goodbye." And
And that's amazing because these ponies will have you believe that Xbox is dead. That, you know what? Xbox players don't buy games. If Xbox players don't buy games or play their games, then why did MLB The Show demand Sony to bring it to Xbox? Does that make any sense? Come on.
said it
man.
in his most, I don't know, somewhere in the East Coast accent. And that's how MLB The Show showed up on Xbox. And that's just one, iteration of the whole situation. I mean, there were more instances, and I'm going to go ahead and, basically iterate them for you because it's very important that we go ahead and actually put this distinction out here because y'all know that PlayStation, is not really that influential. And many of these different folk can actually coerce them to do things like that.
Yeah.
In another case, this PlayStation, situation also happened when, another gentleman who has been very influential in gaming walked into PlayStation HQ. And as he walked into PlayStation HQ somewhere around 2022 or so,
Right.
he dropped a big, briefcase full of money and said, "I'd like for Death Stranding to go over to Xbox."
Another game that came over to Xbox. Another game that came over to Xbox. Xbox is so irrelevant. Why does PlayStation affiliated devs begging to bring these games to Xbox? Why is that, ponies? Where is Omar? It's a while I haven't seen Omar. Omar, I hope you are healthy and well. I hope your family is doing well. But there's a long time I haven't seen Omar. Omar, these PlayStation streets are missing you, man.
And PlayStation was like, "What do you mean?" And then he said, "Sit down." And then the person that was about to, basically go ahead and, object sat down and was like, "Oh, whoa. And then they were like, "You need to make sure that I can get this game on the Xbox console." And they were like, "All right, man, we'll take that briefcase full of money and then we'll let you basically go ahead and do that." You see, this is something that seems to be a chronic problem.
I remember when the PlayStation fans said the Decima engine will not run on anything that is not a PlayStation console. I remember that. I remember them saying that. And look how that Decima engine is running wonderfully on the Xbox Series console, right? So I guarantee you this, as soon as Kojima could bring Death Stranding 2 to Xbox, it will be on Xbox and PC. Guaranteed.
Problem. I can't wrap my head around how this continues to actually happen every single time. We thought that, that was basically going to be it. But one thing that we didn't realize was there was another company that apparently had, this very strong influence. And somewhere, somehow, not only did they force PlayStation to launch one of their games day and date on PC, they also forced them to go ahead and get a
Switch.
Nintendo launch in there as well.
Yeah.
This is the Lego company.
That's
the
crazy.
joyous children toy company. Lego somehow apparently had a division of I will call it public affairs that can make things happen. Perhaps.
But I recall that one of the key members in Guerrilla Games said that when they saw Lego Horizon, they could have seen the Switch. They could have seen Switch gamers playing it. So it is some devs who are at Sony, they believe that their game should be on other consoles, like that dev there from Guerrilla.
They've been building influence, get it? Building their influence so heavily that PlayStation could not resist their own terms. That not only did they go ahead and, pretty much launch that game on PC day one, they were somehow forced to go ahead and launch the game on the Nintendo Switch as well simultaneously. So how in the world is PlayStation going to resist the Valve? How is PlayStation going to resist the Gaben? How is PlayStation going to go ahead and, in a sense, touch the untouchable one in this particular regard? Now, obviously, I spent 4 minutes being sarcastic and pointing out how this is such a very interesting set of comments by these so-called PlayStation fanboys.
Let me just say shout out to Chichi. Shout out to Suzuki or Suzuki Eisen. What up?
This person said something on the channel. Shout out to you, this user. You
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed as yet.
said they cannot do it. That's basically if Xbox were to basically allow for a PC layer, Windows 32 based on their platform, somehow PlayStation is going to block this. They said unless a judge says they can do it, it would take years for the legal system to come to that conclusion. Well, this is a bunch of nonsense. You said even if it was the ultimate outcome, so forget about it. Sony will block this from happening. You can want many things in life, but that doesn't mean it's legal. LOL. Another person said they already blocked GeForce Now. So you know that for a fact they'll have Valve blacklist Microsoft/Xbox devices in the future. Sorry to break it to you, homie, but this device that I'm making this video from is one that actually has access to PlayStation games, and the operating system is powered by Microsoft's Windows 11 operating system.
Interesting. Very interesting. Ponies, your move.
I don't know how anybody can think that a Windows 11 system, in terms of being able to meet the requirement in terms of the hardware, the graphics, and so on and so forth, would be regulated anywhere by PlayStation. Why would they have the jurisdiction to let anybody know or go ahead and blacklist PC devices on a platform that is known for consumer protection? That is this platform that Amazon tried to topple for 15 years and failed. This is the platform that these folk are saying. This is how you know that a lot of PlayStation fans do not even understand the reason people abandoned consoles and went straight to PC gaming, because there was not just only the freedom, but they had a platform who right now, as it stands, its CEO, or I guess I say the owner, however I don't know what his official title is, actually does provide consumer protection over anything else, even to the point that the giant Amazon, who pretty much had that particular funding and backing and everything that you would probably want to be able to go ahead and defeat any other platform, could
you see, these ponies think Sony's unstoppable. These guys think that Sony is like, the big kahuna out there, man. That is why they said that Sony is going to block these games from being playable on an Xbox platform. But I mean, soon these ponies will get to realize that your big brother is actually a loser.
Not topple them over after 15 years of trying. All of this talk is a bunch of nonsense. I just cannot imagine that people would go ahead and think that this somehow is going to pretty much go ahead and make them stop or block their games or whatever it is. With GeForce Now, you could probably use signature in terms of the kind of browser kind or whatever it is to block it, because GeForce was basically integrated with the Xbox side. But and again, some people have found a way to use like Boosteroid to go ahead and access the PlayStation library of games, from what I've heard anyways. I've never gotten to try it, but from what I'm seeing here, there are people even commenting, talking about the functionality.
You wouldn't need to do that, VG. I guarantee you wouldn't need to do that. The mere fact that Sony knows that there's a possibility that they might get money from Xbox fans, they are not going to block these games from coming to Xbox. Guaranteed.
And talking about how you basically have some aspects like full screen and stuff that's not working, but some people are talking about how they can actually go ahead and still play using that particular capability. So anyone who wants to pretty much be consumer friendly is going to be consumer friendly. And if Steam wants to maintain its consumer friendliness, eyes are going to be on them. PlayStation can basically go pound sand if they don't want Xbox, machines to play their games, and just stop, listing their games on the Xbox platform. It's kind of like those 4 PlayStation games that got
to believe all these platforms would have bullied, all these developers would have bullied Sony to make sure that their games went to other platforms. Kojima made Death Stranding come to Xbox. MLB made MLB The Show come to Xbox. Lego made all this game come to Nintendo. I mean, Sony is not the juggernaut that you guys think they are.
Out on good old games, and PlayStation doesn't seem like they want to go ahead and launch any more on there, which is fine, but the cat's already out of the bag. They can't go back and then say, oh, by any means, can good old games add DRM to the games? No. They already basically put their games on there by guaranteeing that the game will be DRM free. So you have Horizon Zero Dawn, you have God of War 2018, you have Uncharted, and then you have Days Gone. 4 of these games that are PlayStation games are DRM free. So at the end of the day, I think this particular line of conversation is one that's really funny and one that really needs to be examined with an air of skepticism. This other person here, Sega Channel, said it's funny because other than live service games, they aren't doing any day and date, and many games aren't even on PC. See GT7, Astro Ball, etc. Okay. Yeah, Xbox fans are trying to get PlayStation games because they want them, but hate the PlayStation consoles because they're lame fanboy love for Xbox. Sega Channel, I know that you are a pro PlayStation account, but you understand that, this is basically the same thing that PlayStation gamers have been doing the last few weeks when they heard that there's a possibility of getting Xbox games on their platforms.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't use this as some kind of indictment against the the Xbox community who may be wanting to play your games on their platform. I'd say this should be something that everybody should be celebrating, that we have all found ways around the hegemony that these particular corporations have put in place, that no longer are they going to basically go ahead and control things. It's weird.
No, it's very interesting that these guys are looking at this as being something bad. I'm seeing ponies saying, but how would Microsoft make money if Steam is on there? If Steam is on the Xbox? I mean, these guys are worrying about what Xbox is doing. Xbox is going to find a way where they can make money, where Steam could make a percentage, and where gamers benefit at the end of the day. That is what Microsoft is going to do. So, regardless of what these ponies say, they are trying to make this move that Microsoft is doing look bad, but it cannot look bad. Together with Game Pass, together with Steam, this console that is coming out is going to be a juggernaut.
Here, because I see that for some strange reason, it's folk on console that somehow like this, anti-consumer approach that these console companies have taken all these years. Well, if Xbox opened this thing up, which I hope that they do, I really hope they do, it will be very interesting to see how people react to it, because what do these people want? For walled gardens to continue to stay up? Nah, man, that's a whole bunch of nonsense. But anyways, talk to me in the comment section. I really appreciate you guys as an audience. And
that is why I say that the PlayStation community, they are afraid. They are afraid of what this console could mean for the gaming industry. Now, they cannot use the argument that here what we are playing Xbox games on the PlayStation, because guess what, ponies? Every game that comes to Steam, we will be playing it. We will be playing it day and day that comes to Steam, man. And you guys can't do nothing about it. You will see videos upon videos of Xbox guys playing PlayStation game. Your coveted Spider-Man 2. Your coveted Miles Morales. What about God of War being played with an Xbox controller? How sweet. How nice that would be. Doctor, how does it taste?
Cover all 9,000 taste bud.
Yeah, that's God of War.
Aerate it. Warm it up.
Yeah. Warm
Driving up
Spider-Man.
that top milk. That cream.
Yeah.
Pure vanilla.
Come on. Pure
Sweetener.
vanilla. Sweeteners.
That's a 10.
That is a 10 console. Come on, ponies. What are you talking about? But I mean, they are going to do what they're going to do, but we cannot wait. I cannot wait to see how Microsoft is going to implement these new features on this new box. Remember, Phil Spencer told Dustin that here what he is going to make, or what their hardware team is going to do, is make a console that brings more innovative ways to play games. And that is what we are looking for. We are looking for innovative ways to play games. We're looking for innovative way to experience these games. We really have to look forward to it. But that will bring us to the end of this stream. I'm seeing I'm at the 1 hour mark. What I'm going to do, guys, thinking about what do you guys think about doing a trivia? Like every stream, we do some gaming trivia. We would see who is the first person to comment right. And then we would have that person going up into the leaderboards for the gaming trivia, champion, or the game or the gaming trivia leader. I'm going to have some gaming trivia maybe in the next podcast. I have to find a way to do it where everyone could be interactive in the middle of the streams, as it were. So, guys, thank you for supporting. Thank you for hitting up. What does Shadow Gamer say? Do a 1 hour and a half show? No, man, I can't do a hour and a half just so. When we have saucy news, I'll do a hour and a half. Right now, it was a light week. The only good thing that came out from this week is these ponies melting down from this news of Steam coming to the Xbox platform. But guys, thank you for rocking out. Great show as always. Take it easy. Thanks to those who would have super chatted. Thanks to those who hit the like button and who subscribe. Guys, see you guys later. Don't forget, put God first and mankind after. We'll talk, man. Peace out.